So we're here today at Humberstone Speedway in Port Colborne, Ontario, with my first driver up for an interview. So who do we got here, and what do you race?
I'm Darren Mckay, and I race mini stocks.
All right. Where do you come from? What's your hometown?
I grew up in Thorold, Ontario, just a couple minutes from the track, actually.
Perfect. How did you get started racing? What made you want to get involved?
From the time I can remember as a little kid, I had a wrench in my hand. Always out in the garage working on something with my grandfather. He was involved in racing back in the day, back in the '60s, and tell me all the old stories of how they used to go out there with whatever they had, strapped in the 55-gallon drums, just get out there and have fun.
Yeah.
And it kind of interested me from a young age, and about 2012 I got into go-karts, and since then I've just been working my way up.
Perfect. What make and model vehicle do you drive?
I drive a Ford Mustang.
All right. Why did you choose that model?
I kind of chose it as a stepping stone. I want to move up in classes eventually, and the rear-wheel drive platform for me would be the best.
Yeah.
To get the seat time and experience of how a rear-wheel drive car is going to handle on the dirt.
Perfect. Growing up, watching racing locally, who was your favorite driver watching up? Who was someone you always would go and see?
That's a really hard question. A lot of the local guys out here are great. I'm trying to think. That's a little tough.
Yeah. A lot of good drivers.
Yeah,
out there.
a lot of good drivers. Really, as a kid, I'd say anybody in sportsman or modified.
Yeah. Perfect. How busy does your schedule look this year? You plan on racing one track, two tracks, three?
Yeah, we got a pretty busy schedule this year. Yeah. We're going to try doing all three, Schweigen, Maryville, and Humberstone. Yeah. And get as much seat time as possible, get laps under the car.
Perfect. What's your dream track that you'd love to race on if you had the chance? Just, one track, anywhere.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
It's down to two. It'd either be outdoor or back at the Moody Mile before they tore it down.
Yeah. Now, when you race, is it about getting that, that big paycheck, or is it about getting that big trophy? What do you look forward to? The money or the trophy, or you race for free?
I'm not really into the sport for the money. I'm in it for the love of cars and just getting out there and the self-progression of it. And it's great to have the payout at the end of the night.
Yeah. But
at the end of the day, it's just out there, putting on a show for the fans, and trying to best your lap times each time.
Yeah, exactly. What's a race day ritual? Something you always do no matter what when it's race day? What's something you do?
It kind of changes. I work a lot to try to fund my race team, but normally before the track I'll sit down with my family, we'll have an early dinner. I'll just kind of sit down there, we'll talk about setup. I got my whole family involved with the sport.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And then we all just load up and make our way down to the track.
Perfect. Before the 2017 season's over this year, what's something that you would like to do that you'd feel accomplished?
I think I'd feel accomplished if I could get into the top 5.
Yeah.
I know that's stretching being my first year in the car, but
yeah,
I'm going to push and push and push. And
that's good. That's the attitude to have, Any sponsor you like to thank that helps you get to race day?
I got a couple sponsors. We got Home Hardware in Thorold.
Yep.
They have been helpful since carts. They've always made sure we need a part, we get it. Performance Heating and Air too.
Yeah. They've
been very helpful, making sure we get on the track in time, and we got Westlake Auto and Tire, making sure we got good tires underneath us.
Perfect. Yeah. So it's pretty difficult to do this without sponsors. Right?
Yeah.
If you had to sit out one night to watch, at either track in your division, mini stock, who would you cheer for and why?
I would probably cheer for Alex Riley because he came from the same background as me.
Yeah.
I've raced against him in karts, and he's a great guy, and he reminds me a lot of myself, wanted to progress through the sport, and what he's been able to do in his rookie season, I hope I can do just as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. Why did you pick your number, or what's the meaning behind it?
Well, my number's 13, which most people don't like. I always been kind of an oddball like that. People think it's unlucky. I've just had good luck with the number, and it seems fitting.
Yeah, that's good. How much longer do you plan on racing for? A couple years, or rest of your life? What do you plan for?
Till the day I can't walk anymore, I'll be in a race car.
Yeah,
that's my plan.
That's good. That's a good attitude to have. What are some of your highs and lows in racing so far? From go-karts to now?
Probably some of the best highs have been the first couple nights out.
Yeah.
Going from having base model equipment to being able to compete up front in go-karting.
Yeah.
some of the lows. Had a couple bad wrecks in karting.
Yeah.
Tore a lot of motors apart and.
Yeah. Yeah. We've all had had a bad night. Why have you decided to race at Humberstone Speedway in 2017?
It's one of the closer tracks to my hometown.
Yep.
You know, it's a pretty fun track. It's a nice size. You got some good banking, and really the classes are competitive, and all the guys out here are just out having a good time, and
Yeah.
they'll help you when you need help.
That's perfect. If you could do your part in turning, a fan, a spectator into a racer, what would you do to do that?
I would kind of first I'd sit down with them and talk to them about like the dedication. Like if you're gonna be a race car driver, you gotta be dedicated
Yeah,
to
have
it.
to.
You have to be able to spend hours and hours in the garage.
Yep.
And if they were serious about it and it worked out, I'd see if I could bring them out to a testing tour, maybe toss them in my car for a couple laps and get them to get a feel.
Yep. Yep. With the recent release of the schedule, what's something that you definitely look forward to seeing in 2017?
That's tough. It's a pretty good schedule, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good racing out there. I love when they bring sprint cars around, but even just watching the late models out here.
Yep. How do you feel about all the hard work that Tom Beals, Bob Davidson, myself are doing for local short track racing?
I think it's really good. I mean, there's been a lot of controversy in a couple years about tracks not necessarily caring about their drivers, which is not true. They're always out here making sure it's for the drivers, and honestly, without people like you guys, we would not be able to get out there and put on the show that we do.
That's great. If you could tell someone why they should come check out Humberstone Speedway and the little town of Port Colborne, what would you say to them?
I think they definitely should come out here. I mean, I'd tell them it's close racing in all divisions. You don't have people walking away from people, you know. There's always excitement. You're door to door on this little track, you know. It's just great racing, good fun for the family.
That's good, and that's correct. Anything else you want to say while you have the mic and camera? You tell anybody out there?
Really just come out with your family. Come check out the tracks, you know. Racing to me is a family sport. I have my whole family involved in it, and I mean, as I grew up as a kid, I was out here with my family, and I recommend getting out here to your local track, supporting your drivers, coming to the autograph nights, you know, talking to them. Dirt track's a very personal sport. You get to meet the drivers, you get to walk the pits after races.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's all I got to ask you today, so I just want to, thank you for coming out today and supporting this driver interview.
Perfect.
So until next time, stay tuned.